back, you guys. It's Kevin from Moonlight Mantids, and you're watching the Praying Mantis channel. We're here today to learn how to make a praying mantis garden, which is basically just a 20 long tank with a glass top. This is technically another Vivarium how-to video. This is my version of it. I don't like tall tanks, and I like a lot of floor space. So this is a great tank for plants that have a lot of ground cover. Some of you asked if the Venus Flytrap was safe for a praying mantis. I would say no for the smaller nymph, but I do mist the tank before I put the mantids in there, and that does cause the Venus Flytraps to temporarily close while I'm putting the mantids in there for photographs or just to get some exercise. I'm not going to review all the plants that I use in my tanks, but the plant in the corner there is a creeping jenny, and those are creeping figs, variegated and non-variegated. I tend to use a lot of creeping type plants because they can grow on the sides of the glass. That way you don't have to create an artificial background. They create one on their own. Other than the tank, you're going to need some substrates. From left to right, we have lava rock, coconut fiber, hardwood mulch, and black topsoil. You can also add leaves and mosses. Between the lava rocks and substrate, you're going to need a weed barrier. The first thing we're going to add is our drainage layer. I prefer lava rock because it's lightweight. It's important to wash them before adding them into your tank. Next, we need to cut and secure our weed barrier to prevent substrate from entering our drainage layer. Now we're ready to mix our substrate. Break up any clumps. If desired, you can add mosses and leaf litter as well. I don't recommend making more than a few cups of this substrate at a time because we don't want to overfill our tank. If we overfill our tank, it'll become too heavy to safely move. I use 1/3 equal parts to the mixture of the substrates here. I mix more as needed. What you want to do is cover at least 1/2 inch to get started. Then add more while you're planting. On occasion, I like to add some other features into my tank like rocks, or sometimes some nice cork bark with algae or mosses growing on them. These will usually come back to life and add a nice addition to your tank. Now it's time to harvest some plant cuttings from our overgrown tank. If I find any plants that aren't thriving, I'll replant them in the new tank to give them a better chance. Now we're ready to start planting. Pots can be planted directly into the soil, As it grows, the pot will not be visible. It'll also save on weight. This can also help prevent other more aggressive plants from strangling them. You can use this method to include a larger variety of plants with different needs. I also like to take a few cuttings of each species and set up a plant culture. Just in case they die out in one of my tanks, I can always replant them. They're easy to set up. It's usually just the mixture without the lava rocks under a LED grow light. I prefer not to overplant my tanks as I like to watch them develop and grow over time. My number one rule for all planted tanks is to collect rainwater. It's nitrogen rich, and if algae grows in your collection tank, then it acts as plant food. Now it's time to introduce our cleanup crew. I use springtails and dwarf white isopods. Your cleanup crew will help recycle any dead plant matter. For our lid, I had a piece of glass cut. This will help ensure that all of our moisture stays inside the tank and requires very little watering. I also like to use LED grow lights. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and hit that bell icon for me. Thanks for watching.